George, you must have felt a draw was the least you deserved this afternoon.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at the game as a whole, I think definitely deserve something out of that game. And great goal from Julio to get us back in the game, and nice to get the goal that meant we got a point.
It was a special goal, wasn't it, from clearly a talented player?
Yeah, definitely. We've seen him do that. We saw his videos when he signed and all that sort of stuff. So we've been waiting for one of those to go in. It's only a matter of time. So yeah, special player, and yeah, he's got moments of quality like that.
And another Premier League goal for yourself.
Yeah, never going to complain at that. Obviously, it's nice that it meant something as well. Nice that it meant that got us back in the game, back at 2-2, and sort of held on to take the point. So yeah, nice that it meant something, and hopefully nick a couple more for the end of the season.
What does it say about spirit in the group? 2-0 down, a lot of relegated sides might have rolled over.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's something we pride ourselves on. That's part of our culture right the way throughout the club is never say die attitude, and things aren't always going to go your way, but it's not that determines you. It's sort of how you react to that and how you bounce back from that. And I think today we showed all the qualities of a really good side.
First time we've spoken to you since relegation, how difficult was the build up to this game off the back in Newcastle?
Not really difficult. We accepted it, and it's not gone our way this season for a number of reasons. But ultimately, we've still got games left, and we've still got a point to prove, and we want to go out there and get as many points as possible. So yeah, it's obviously not nice getting relegated, but at the end of the day, all the boys came into training, and it was all focused on Everton and sort of go and give the best account of ourselves that we can.
I was going to ask you what you've got to play for now in these last 3 games.
Bit of pride, self-pride, go and sort of prove a point and, sort of show that we will be back and, we can compete at this level, because that's going to serve us well going into next season, back in the Championship. So it's just about building, learning, continuing to do what we do and play the way we play. And I think that'll serve us better in the long run.
What have you made of the Premier League experience yourself?
It's been tough, it's been very tough. We've played, every team's a good team, there's no easy games, there's no gimmies or anything like that, and we've certainly found that out the hard way. But yeah, it's also lessons learned for myself. I think over the course of the season I've definitely improved tenfold as a player myself, and I think we'll be a far better team in the Championship next season than we were last season, which is a pretty good place to be, considering how good we were last season. So I think that's definitely something for us to take forward.
I guess next time around in the Championship, you're one of the favourites.
I don't know yet. I'm not a betting man, so it sort of means nothing to me, that. But we're going to go back to Championship, give it the best shot we can, and yeah, hopefully it can be a successful season.
In what ways have you improved? Can you pick out 1 or 2 things that you've added to your game or you've learnt this season in particular? Just
playing against better opposition. Even in training every day with the players we've brought in, you're playing against better standard of opposition in training. You're playing against better players on the pitch. You've got to be smarter with your movement. You've got to be at times a little bit nastier. You've got to be stronger. You've got to be more physical. You've got to use your body better. And I like to think in sort of every aspect of my game I've improved. I'm by no means perfect, but there's still plenty that I can work on, which is also a nice place to be in. It's sort of nice to know that I'm a better player now than I was this time last year, but there's also plenty more room for improvement.
It's obviously nice to come off the bench and get a goal, but also I guess the managers say win free kicks, make it difficult, hold it up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just all part of the job title. That's something that I've known for years now, and I feel like I'm at a point where I'm pretty comfortable with that, and I can sort of bring to the team whatever the team's needs in any given moment. So yeah, obviously nice to get the goal today, and hopefully we can do well for the last couple of games.
Just finally, for those fans, it'd be nice to get another win, wouldn't it, over the course of these next 3? On a personal level, it'd be lovely for you at Leicester, but just in general.
Yeah, of course. I think we definitely want to give the fans something to cheer about, especially back at Portman Road. I think that's a big game of ours now, towards the end of the season, and yeah, so we've got 3 games, three what I think are winnable games. If we go and, like I say, put on a performance as best as we can and show the character that we did out there today, then, and I think the 3 games that we can definitely go and get points from.
Just when you talk about home, then it is strange how more points have come away from home. 3 of the 4 wins. I mean, what do you put that down to?
I don't really know. I think it's just the way it's felt, to be honest. I don't think there's any one reason. I think if there was one reason why that's been the case, then we'd have probably tried to fix it by now. But yeah, I think that's just how it's turned out. Obviously, we wish we could have given them more to cheer about at home, but like I say, we've got 2 home games left now, and hopefully we can do that in the last 2.
Thanks, George.
Cheers.
George, you talk about kind of things left to play for. With the teams going down, is there like a real motivation to be top of that, because you battled so hard with them last season? You might have that psychological edge next season if you're all in that promotion battle again. Is that going to be something that's going to be important for you in these last few games?
It's probably not the top of our thinking, if I'm being honest. It's more a case of, we're not really worried about next season just yet. We've got 3 games left of the Premier League, and we're going to go out there and enjoy it first and foremost, and sort of give the best account of ourselves that we possibly can. If that means finishing third bottom as opposed to second bottom or first bottom, then great. But if it doesn't, we're going to end up in the same place, and it's about us and what we can learn from this experience, what we can learn going forward, and ultimately us as a team being better and putting ourselves in a better position come start next season.
Focused on these final 3, but you talk about next season being in a better position than you were last season. That's exciting, isn't it? Yeah,
for sure. It's definitely an exciting thought. It's definitely something that once the season's done, we can really focus on, and you can go on holiday and really think about, and you sort of get that excitement in your belly that you can go and be one of the best teams in the division next season. And so I'm sure that'll be a nice feeling when it comes. But at the moment, like I say, we've sort of got a point today, which I think we thoroughly deserved. And it's on to next week.
Finally, good as an experience. I mean, penultimate team to play here, to come here and play here. It's quite an experience walking out. I'd imagine this is what you want to be in the top flight for. It stays like that. And it must have been really nice for you to have that kind of moment when, right at the start of the game.
Yeah, for sure. It's it's one of the most historic grounds in English football, in my opinion. It's my first time I've been here, and obviously it's going to be the last. So it was nice to get the goal and sort of get the point as well. So it's a great place to come and play, and I think as a team we cherish these moments, and you get the taste for it, and you get the goals that we scored today, and you get the point, and it does make you want to come back for more. So that'll be next season's aim. That'll be something we speak about next season. And like I said, for now we're just going to go and enjoy the last few games and get as many points as we can.
George, you speak about the season not obviously being over yet and still wanting to get as many points as you can in these last few games, but away from just the points, there must be certain attributes that you want to see in this final run of the season. Did you see any of those today? I imagine there's plenty to take from it.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, going back to our character and our belief as a side and all that sort of stuff, it's stuff that we have shown certainly from the second that I walked through the door. That's all I've ever known at this football club, and that'll be here long past me being here. So that's something that we sort of double down on and we can really build on, and I think today is showing that character to come from 2 goals behind against a very good Premier League side. It's just another experience that we can build on.
And 5 goals for you now. When you came back from that second injury of yours this season, could you have expected that you'd get quite so many goals between now and the end of the season?
For me, it was just about scoring as many as possible. I didn't put a number on myself. Obviously, nice to get another one. Hopefully, I can get a couple more before the end of the season. But it's I'm a striker, and ultimately I'm going to get judged on my goals. And so to score as many goals as score 5 goals in sort of the minutes that I found myself getting this season, I'm pretty pleased with, and definitely gives me a base to build on going forward.
And you're getting some with your head as well. That's a big part of your game, getting on the end of crosses.
Yeah, sure. I mean, being 6'4", you'd like to think I'd score a few in my head. It's something that I've definitely improved on over the last year or two. I probably didn't score enough headers for my size and my build, but it's something that I found this season can be a real strength of mine going forward. And when you've got delivery like Amari putting it on a plate for the back stick, then it makes it a little bit easier.
Thank you, George.
Nice one.